Broken-Эрроу 911. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, where are you at?
Oklahoma, Oklahoma 7411.
What address?
709 Magnolia Court.
Okay. Are you the only one there?
No, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother. He has an idea stealing me. Oh, millions of people now.
Okay, who's attacking your family?
What?
Who's attacking your family?
Yes.
Who is it? Do they have...
I'll call them.
Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, what's going on there? What's going on there? Hello?
Этот жуткий звонок был записан 22 июля 2015 года. Звонившим в 911 был 12-летний Майкл Бевер. Он пытался сообщить, что на него и на его семью совершено нападение. На заднем плане можно услышать движение, прежде чем другой, более низкий голос произносит «привет», а потом связь обрывается. Дэниел погиб спустя всего пару минут после этого звонка. Как стало известно позже, трагедия произошла в доме семьи Бевер. Семья Бевер проживала в городе Брокен-Эрроу, штат Оклахома, и состояла из 9 человек. Глава семейства Дэвид Бевер, его жена Эйприл, а также их дети – 2-летняя ЭТОМ, 4-летняя Виктория, 7-летний Кристофер, 12-летний Дэниел, 13-летняя Кристал, 16-летний Майкл и 18-летний Роберт. О семье Бевер известно не так много, так как они вели очень закрытый, асоциальный образ жизни. Сообщалось, что некоторые дети семьи никогда не учились в школах и получали образование на дому. Соседи семьи Бевер свидетельствовали, что глава семьи Дэвид относился ко всем очень подозрительно и не давал своим детям общаться с другими соседскими детьми. Интересно то, что большинство соседей даже не знали имен детей семьи Бевер, и многие их узнали лишь после того, как случилось это ужасное событие. Соседи также отметили, что были свидетелями жестокого обращения главы семьи со своими детьми. В частности, Дэвид Бевер оскорблял своих детей, унижая словесно и физически. Однако все вышеперечисленное никак не могло предсказать то, что случилось в ночь с 22 по 23 июля 2015 года. В четверг в 11:33 вечера по местному времени был совершен звонок в службу спасения 911. Оператор отреагировала мгновенно, отправив патруль полиции и скорую помощь по указанному адресу. По прибытию полицейских встретили соседи семьи Бевер. Они сообщили о страшных криках внутри дома и показали кровь на крыльце. Полицейские постучались в парадную дверь. Им ответил тихий голос, зовущий их на помощь. Не теряя времени, полицейские взломали дверь и ворвались внутрь, где сразу же обнаружили 13-летнюю девочку Кристал Бевер, истекающую кровью от множественных ножевых ранений. Вытащив ее из дома и передав в руки медиков, они поспешили вернуться внутрь в поисках других пострадавших, где они и обнаружили тела 5 человек. Убитыми оказались Дэвид Бевер, его жена Эйприл, 12-летний Дэниел, 7-летний Кристофер и 4-летняя Виктория. Также они нашли 2-летнюю ЭТОМ, которая, к счастью, была невредима. На место происшествия были срочно отправлены подкрепления полиции с собаками, криминалистами и детективами. Пытаясь понять, что произошло, криминалисты стали искать улики, способные пролить свет на это ужасное дело. Уже сходу было отмечено, что не было следов взлома. Окна и двери, через которые можно было попасть в дом, были в порядке, кроме той, что взломали сами полицейские. Пока криминалисты работали в доме, где произошло массовое убийство семьи, медики изо всех сил старались помочь бедной 13-летней Кристал в машине скорой помощи. У нее было перерезано горло, но, к счастью, нож прорезал лишь на небольшую глубину, что, вероятно, и спасло ей жизнь. У нее также были колотые раны на животе и руках, и она потеряла много крови. В какой-то момент к машине скорой помощи подошел один из детективов, чтобы успеть задать пару вопросов перед тем, как Кристал увезут, и то, что она сообщила, повергло в шоковое состояние всех, кто там был. Она сказала, что в полночь зашла в комнату к 2 старшим братьям, чтобы сказать им, что мама их просит убрать кухню. 16-летний Майкл отвлек ее, и в этот момент к ней подошел 18-летний Роберт и перерезал ей горло. Дальше они бросились на свою мать, а после на всех остальных. Информация, которую смогла дать 13-летняя девочка, помогла поймать убийц уже через 30 минут после начала атаки. Роберт и Майкл скрылись через заднюю дверь дома, когда услышали, как кто-то стал стучать в дверь. Они пытались скрыться в лесистой местности за домом, но были обнаружены и схвачены полицией. Сообщалось, что одного из братьев задержала полицейская собака, укусив и удерживая того за плечо. После задержания убийцы были доставлены в больницу для осмотра, в ходе которого оба были признаны с медицинской точки зрения годными для допуска на допрос. В следующих кадрах вы увидите часть допроса 16-летнего Майкла, где он будет рассказывать свою версию о том, что произошло. Но прежде чем начать, я хотел бы вас попросить поставить лайк этому видео и подписаться на канал. Это ваша лучшая форма благодарности.
You still read some stuff to you. It makes it legal for us to talk to you, okay?
Well, man, I'm just kind of got thrown into this, so I was hoping maybe you could kind of just go back at the beginning when all this started and kind of tell me what happened, because I need kind of the details so we know and understand what you went through and stuff.
Okay, so like the very start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, about like 2 months ago
Okay.
is when we first really started talking.
So when you say we, who are you talking about?
Me and my brother Robert is also.
Your brother?
Yeah, who's he has to do with me?
And what's his name?
Robert Bevera.
Robert? Okay. And how old is he?
18.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
A couple months ago, I think we got to the start of this year, we started talking about voodoo and rampage and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't take it seriously at first, but then he started buying like a body armor and stuff.
Where did he buy body armor from?
eBay and Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, legal.
Does
Yeah.
he have a job?
He did at Mike Tech. He quit at the start of the year. And basically, it just kept escalating. He kept getting burned, and he asked if I wanted any, and I said yes, so he got me my own set.
Okay.
And then about a month, about like June 30th, is when he came to me and said he found out that he can legally buy guns without permit in Oklahoma, that he could.
Okay.
And that's when he started planning. And
Now you said he bought body armor, but you kind of said like a bunch of stuff. Did he buy, what else did he buy besides body armor?
Besides body armor, knives, and he was in the middle of buying guns and ammunition.
I see. Okay. Where did he buy the knives from?
eBay too.
Okay.
So, on eBay
Can
and
you
Amazon.
tell me like how many knives or what they looked like or anything like that?
I think he had about 3 normal knives and then 1 small Camelbacks.
Okay. And then the guns, where did he start buying guns from?
He bought them online. I think the website's like Bud's Gun Shop, and and he bought 2 Glocks, 2 Glock 31s, and a shotgun. I forget, it's like a Mossberg, I think.
Oh, okay.
Bought the Glocks off of a website called Bud's Gun Shop, I think. And
Okay.
he bought the Mossberg off of the official website, and then had them shipped to like Okinawa gun clubs. So they're actually a guy now waiting for him.
So they were shipped
To a gun shop.
here in Broken-Эрроу?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Where is that gun shop, do you know?
he said 7 miles away. He was planning on biking up.
Okay.
It's like and I think it's nice to get mall. It's like the Okinawa gun shop
Okay.
or something. And then he bought, I think it was like 250 shotgun rounds
Okay.
on eBay. Not eBay, but some website.
On some
And
website?
then I think he bought close to 1,000 rounds for the Glocks.
Wow, okay.
And
But
he
he
was
still,
supposed to get today.
oh, so he was supposed to have to pick those up?
Yeah, he was supposed to pick them up today.
And where was he supposed to pick those?
The ammunition was being shipped to the house. The guns were the Okinawa gun shop.
Okay. Do you know what his eBay user was? No.
No.
Okay. I just didn't know if you'd ever been on eBay and shopped or anything.
Well, I used to a long time ago, and I like, you know, novelty stuff.
Right.
So then so he was buying weapons because you guys had talked about murdering.
Yeah, and he started planning it.
Okay.
And I went along with it because I didn't see the way I thought I wouldn't want to do it. I very quickly learned to...
Майкл говорит сейчас об атаке на семью, которую он совершил вместе с братом всего несколько часов назад. Обратите внимание на улыбку при его словах, что он якобы быстро передумал убивать своих родных. Но при этом, по сообщениям полиции, главе семейства Дэвиду Бевер было нанесено 28 ножевых ранений. Своей матери они нанесли около 50 ножевых ранений. Также в этой бойне погибли 4-летняя Виктория, 7-летний Кристофер и 12-летний Дэниел, звонивший в 911 перед тем, как именно Майкл его убил. И еще одним показательным моментом было то, что Майкл изображал из себя жертву, когда понимал, что кто-то из детей заперся в комнате. Он кричал им, что Роберт хочет убить его, и просил впустить. А когда дверь открывалась, Майкл врывался туда с ножом. По сути, он убивал тех, кто пытался его спасти. Зная все эти факты и представляя, насколько ужасны были их зверства, некоторые могут подумать, что улыбка связана с тем, что он находится в состоянии аффекта. Но очевидно, есть также вариант, что он доволен своей работой, так как в конце концов его и его старшего брата признали полностью вменяемыми и отдающими себе отчет. Уже находясь в тюрьме, он рисовал на листах блокнота, где показывал, как они с братом убивали свою семью. И это ясно доказывает наличие психопатических черт. Он не проявляет сочувствия или сострадания, рассказывая подробности этой ночи, говоря об этом фактологически.
Tonight, I didn't.
Okay. That you didn't want to do it?
I don't want to do it. I didn't, just because I didn't kill anyone.
Okay.
I stabbed someone.
Who did you stab?
My younger brother, Christopher.
Christopher. How old's Christopher?
9, I think.
What did you stab him with?
My knife.
What's your knife look like?
It's green, kind of like camouflage, honestly, like with.
On where your hand goes or where the blade is? It's camouflage?
Yeah, it's all camouflage.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
How big is it? Show me how big it is.
I think it's about this big.
Okay.
Handleable blade.
So what was Christopher doing when you stabbed him?
He was laying on the bathroom floor. Robert was also stabbing, and Robert asked me to go over and help him. So I stabbed Christopher, and then
Where did you stab him?
side of the neck.
Really? Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
You okay? Let me know if you need a break or anything, okay?
I'm good.
So was Christopher still alive when you stabbed him?
Yes.
What was he saying and doing?
He was just screaming.
Screaming. Did you say he was in the bathroom?
Yeah, I was next to the toilet, with that bathroom.
Who else was in the bathroom?
I think Victoria might have been in there. About
Victoria?
Yeah, my 4-year-old sister.
4-year-old, okay. I want to talk about that more, but we got to try to kind of stay like chronologically, if you know what I mean. So let's go back real quick. We talked about the ammunition being delivered, making plans. Tell me more about making plans and what you guys talked about.
Making plans, we plotted every night, and I started to realize we were actually going to do this thing on the second night, and so I started getting ready.
When was that? You used the second night, what do you mean?
July 1st,
Okay.
because we started June 30th.
That's when you started making the plan?
Yeah, that's when we found out you could buy guns legally.
I see. Did you guys make drawings or write things down? Or
I think he had a journal, basically writing his ideas down. I think it's under his bed.
under his
I
bed?
haven't checked out.
Is it like a
like-
a journal, like a notepad or like
Yeah,
a book?
it's like a blank book.
Okay.
A black book. I think it's like a little case or
So
something.
you think he wrote stuff in there?
Yeah, I think he was planning in it.
So then the second day you said that's when you realized that it might actually happen?
Yep.
What made you realize that?
How serious he was. I mean, he was going through. He started planning on taking all of his money out of his bank and throwing away stuff, throwing away all his stuff. So you know,
Why did he want to do it?
kill people.
Yeah.
Well, mainly 2 reasons. I think it's because he just he says he hates everyone. He thinks society is pointless, and so he wanted to kill people.
Now, do
And
you,
also he wanted to beat the kill amount of other famous people like Columbine and James Egan Holmes.
okay. Did you kind of feel that way too, like when you guys were talking earlier, like,
Yeah,
like, do you have a problem with society too, you think?
no, I just,
Or you were just more like the number of people getting killed was kind of interesting and
yeah, I wanted-
exciting?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because you mentioned a couple names of, are those like serial killers or something?
Well, like Columbine,
Yeah,
Columbine and James Egan Holmes. James Egan Holmes is a guy that shot up the theater.
in Colorado?
Yeah, he killed 12, and
Wow. How many were killed in Columbine?
Columbine, I don't know, like 15, I
Okay.
think.
So did you guys have a goal? Did you have a number?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kill like 50.
Okay.
I have a goal.
So how, okay, so as the planning goes, tell me what plans you started making and coming up with.
Well, originally, I think kind of stayed steady throughout the month. Is we wanted to kill everyone at the house first,
Okay.
and then wait for all the packages to show up over the weekend. And then we take the Yukon and we drive our state with the guns and stuff.
Допрос длится уже порядка 10 минут. На все направленные детективом вопросы касательно планов, чувств и прочего Майкл отвечает когнитивно, часто говоря о своем старшем брате и крайне редко о себе. Все это знакомый сценарий, когда в преступлении замешаны двое и более лиц. Каждый подозреваемый будет делать попытку взять на себя ведомую второстепенную роль. Майкл на протяжении всего допроса будет стараться показать, что он этого не хотел, что он просто слушал плохого старшего брата.
Okay.
So it came rampaging.
Did you know where you were going to drive to?
Towards Washington.
Washington State or DC?
Washington State. It was
Okay.
Washington State.
Why would you go to Washington State?
It's
Never-
kind of
just never been
it's
there?
just kind of the direction we planned on.
And you said Yukon, do your parents have like a Yukon, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a large Yukon XL.
Does Robert have a driver's license?
He has a motor scooter.
Okay. So he would be able to drive it. Can you drive if you, I mean, if you had to?
No, I couldn't.
Well, you can play video games, surely you can drive a car.
It's a different.
Just not very well. I mean, you could get it from point A to B. You might hit some things on the way, but, okay. So you had your plan. So what happened after, I mean, tell me some more.
Well, I think everything started falling in place.
The Kleenex right there for your
Starting to
thumb.
bleed.
There's, yeah, Kleenex right there.
There we go.
Oh.
Or maybe it's from your finger, I don't know. Yeah.
But back a week before is when I started feeling way useless stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I bleed, and so did he.
Did you guys like give things away to friends or anything like that? Or
Threw it
just
in the trash. I'm sure a lot of it's still in the barrels in the garage.
in the garage?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you throw away?
Random stuff, toys, stuff that was just piled up in my closet, and he had the room to put the body armor.
Oh, I see.
Old shoes, clothes.
Did you have, how long have you had the body armor?
The body armor? Robert's had his probably since it started ago, and we've been buying it. Well, he's been buying it.
And
Oh,
was it shipped to the house?
Yeah.
Do your parents know? I mean, did they know it?
They knew he had bulletproof vests. They always thought that was a little loud, but they
Yeah.
never said anything about it.
Did he have anything else like the gear that the guys wear, helmets or goggles or gloves?
He had a soft Kevlar vest, a heavy, I don't know, it's like a metal plated vest,
Okay.
level 3A and a level 3A. He had a helmet, bulletproof helmet, a bulletproof DEA mask, and leg guards.
Wow.
Also like knife-proof
Arm thing?
Yeah,
Wow.
knife and balaclava.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
And then the body armor that you had, what was it like?
it was almost identical.
Okay.
Just a couple different difference in models and stuff.
And where is your body armor now?
All my vests and my helmets, it was laying in the woods. The dog pulled it off of me. I
Oh,
was wearing it.
oh, you were wearing it?
Yeah, I was wearing the sort of vest and the plate carrier and the
Okay.
helmet. So I took that, and the rest of my body armor was still in the closet.
Okay. So then kind of what happened is, I mean, you guys started getting all that stuff together and
Yeah.
you're throwing things away and...
Yeah, and we doing all the packages and the holsters, arrows, all that stuff was going to get health from Amazon. And so we set a date.
So was the plan to use the knives at first on the
Yeah.
family?
Here's the next one.
Because the guns weren't going to be here till later on?
Yeah, and the guns would be too loud.
Oh, I see.
So going to use the knives on the family, which obviously did not go as planned.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Говоря слова «но слава богу, наши планы сорвались», он явно ищет одобрения у следователя, смотря на него в этот момент и прикрывая свое лицо рукой, имитируя стыд. Он пытается вызвать некое сочувствие у следователя, так как прямо сейчас, сидя в этой самой комнате, он ясно понимает, что те зверства, что он совершил, осуждает весь мир. По его микровыражениям и попыткам минимизировать свое участие в преступлении можно увидеть, как он испытывает страх. Дело в том, что в Соединенных Штатах обвинения в убийстве первой степени влекут за собой либо пожизненный срок, либо смертную казнь. И Майкл прекрасно это понимает, именно поэтому он крайне редко употребляет слово «я», предпочитая говорить либо «он», либо «мы». Детектив ведет себя очень профессионально, создав спокойную атмосферу, где он выступает скорее в роли психолога. Он не спорит, не задает преждевременные вопросы и периодически напоминает Майклу, что в любой момент можно сделать перерыв. Такое поведение следователя, возможно, кажется странным для некоторых людей. Однако тут стоит учитывать, что на этой стадии допроса у следователя нет цели добиться признания, так как Майкл без сомнения будет нести ответственность за свое преступление. Полиция знает, что он совершил, но им нужно знать, почему он это совершил. Именно поэтому допрос по сути выглядит так, как беседа с психологом.
How'd you pick the date?
It involved with the packages and stuff would be how, because all the ammunition, he didn't want them to see that. So we would kill them the day before the ammunition would get held, the day after we would leave.
Do you guys not like your mom and dad? I mean, have they, I mean, most teenagers don't like their parents, so I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, mom was okay, but dad was a little bit,
Just a little bit too much.
Yes.
So, you guys waiting in the room,
Mm-hmm.
and was it right when midnight, and that's when things started?
Right at midnight, my sister, she came in, because she was getting to go to bed, she came in to tell us.
How old is
13.
Okay.
She came in to tell us that mom wanted us to get the kitchen done before we went to bed and put the cats up. And basically, we did what we planned. I got to my desk, and I had to look at something to just get to roll up. We went up behind her, grabbed her, and slit her throat.
Really? What did he use?
His large red knife.
Okay. A large red knife?
Yeah, it's like mine.
How big is it?
It's like mine, only red. It's about
Oh, I see.
that big. And then she fell to the ground screaming. Mom came in first, and then she was
Is
in
your
the
room
hallway.
upstairs or something? I don't know. I haven't been to your house, so I don't know.
Her room is downstairs. It's towards the back of the
Okay.
house.
And so she fell down and started screaming.
Yeah, well, I kept stabbing her. I kind of freaked out because,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning on
Were you
this.
saying anything, or, I mean?
I just stood there.
Okay.
And then Mom came in yelling, call the police. And then he went over and stabbed her.
Then he stabbed her?
Yeah, he probably was stabbing her, pushed her, flew down the hallway, and got up and ran.
Okay.
She ran out the door.
Okay, so she sat down at your desk, and he slit her throat, you said?
Well, she was standing at my desk and
Oh, I
came up
see.
behind and slit her throat, and then she fell down screaming.
And then he stabbed her some more? When he was stabbing her some more, where was he stabbing her?
Her neck.
Oh, at her
Her
neck?
neck and stomach.
Stomach, okay.
And then my mom came in and she started yelling, call the police, get dad. And then he came over and started attacking her. And he actually got up and ran out the front door.
Wow.
And once mom was on the ground, he got up and started chasing after her.
And what were you doing?
Standing
Did you
there.
come out in the hallway?
No, I was just standing in my room. In the process, I don't know what I was doing.
So he stabbed your mom with the same knife?
Yep, same.
And where did he stab her?
I think in the neck too.
Okay. Yeah.
She was laying in the driveway and he to go her back the bench, if you have the road, and started choking her.
On the bench out front?
Yeah, it was like a little bench, and he threw the bench on her and went back inside to go after the little kid. And then that's about the time Dad came down,
Okay.
because his bedroom's upstairs, and he went back in the boys' area where Robert was. The boys' area, that's what they call it, our room. And they started attacking Dad. They got a little bit of a fight, but then eventually Robert got him down, and I think he killed him.
Did he cut his throat too? Where did that happen?
In our room.
In your room?
Yeah.
And where were you?
I was standing in the hallway.
Okay.
And then he went in, and Daniel was in his room, which is down the hall. And I was like, let me.
How old's Daniel?
I think he's 12.
Okay.
And I was like, let me in, and he let me in. He was sitting there on the phone with the police. I grabbed the phone, which is my phone. He got my phone. And then I ran into the kitchen and I smashed the underground. So,
Which was your phone?
Yeah, it was my phone.
Oh. Now you don't have a cell phone anymore.
No, I don't. And then I went back down, and he, and Daniel and Christopher locked himself in the bathroom. Daniel locked himself in Dad's office.
Okay.
And then I finally got both of them to open the door, because they thought I wanted in there to see.
But they were in different rooms?
Yeah, they're right next to each other. Right?
Oh, I see.
And then Robert went in and stabbed him, and they went in and stabbed Christopher. That's when I stabbed Christopher.
So when he stabbed Daniel, where did he stab Daniel?
I think he shanked him in the neck, and then Daniel ran off, and so I went in and started attacking Christopher.
So Daniel got stabbed in the neck and ran off?
Yeah.
Where did you run to?
He ran into the family room about Mom. Mom ended up, she was laying on the ground yelling, call 911.
Okay. And he stopped in there?
Yeah, he collapsed in there, and then Robert came in and started stabbing him in the chest.
So Daniel had got stabbed in the neck, ran out to where your mom was.
Yeah.
Robert followed him, stabbed him some more.
Yeah, after he stabbed Christopher in the bathroom.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then basically after that, everyone was pretty much dead. We forgot about all.
Who was dead?
Everyone, I think,
Okay.
looked like they were dead, except for she was laying in the ICU screaming. Then there was a knock at the door.
Okay.
Someone knocked at the door. I think that might have been the neighbor, because the police wouldn't have been there yet. And then they just kept knocking on the door. So we turned around. I grabbed on, put my soft vest and heavy vest on. I was carrying the plates. I put my helmet on. And then we went out the back door of Dad's office, climbed over the fence, went down into the park, and started cutting through the woods.
Okay.
We both collapsed. I think so. We were just sitting there when they found us.
That's how you got kind of dirty and stuff, dirt on you. So you guys collapsed. Were you just kind of hiding out?
Yeah, we were just laying in a little ditch thing in the woods, and then we saw the light and we lay down, and the dog came over.
Did you hear the dog coming?
Mm-hmm. I heard them coming. I saw them coming, and then they started yelling, and put your hands up. And I stepped on my head and handcuffed me.
Okay.
Допрос длился еще порядка 40 минут. Майкл продолжал изображать из себя жертву обстоятельств, все время пытаясь минимизировать свою роль в этой бойне. Он также говорил о жестокости отца и о том, что, по его мнению, это случилось именно благодаря этому. В конце концов, допрос закончился тем, что Майкл подробно рассказал страшные детали своего преступления и был отправлен в тюрьму для ожидания суда. Во второй части я подведу итоги, но перед этим мы послушаем интервью Роберта криминальному писателю Филу Чалмерсу. На момент этого звонка Роберту будет уже 24 года.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's talk about your case. So you are in prison. How old are you right now, Robert?
I'm 24.
And how long have you been in prison?
I've including jail time, I've been in for almost 6 years now.
And you have a life sentence with no parole, correct?
Yeah, I have 5 lives without parole plus 4 lives with parole, all running consecutive.
So the chances of you getting out, unless there's a miracle, you're probably not going to get out, right?
Exactly, yeah.
How do you deal with that? How do you have to come to terms with that? Do you have to settle with that? Like this is going to be your reality for the rest of your life?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty good at adapting to situations. When I was younger, all I really wanted was one room that I could do everything in and live in all the time, and now I have it. So it's actually been really easy for me in prison. I guess I spend a lot of time inside my head, and so I'm not really worried about it. But, you know, as far as thinking of it as punishment, I would have considered the death penalty punishment. I don't consider this punishment. I consider it a safety precaution, you know, because I'm not functioning member of society. So I'm okay with it, though. I try not to think about it too much. There was this OG who died recently. He'd been in for 50 years, and he told me just don't think about it. Otherwise, they'll drive you up the wall.
Drive you crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I talk a lot about warning signs, and I'm really into trying to stop teen violence, and I talk a lot about the causes, the triggers, and the things. And you and I have chatted before, and you said there were some things that happened in your life that were warning signs, but your parents didn't take them serious. What were a couple of those incidents that happened, and what should have been a warning sign?
I mean, when I was younger, I never looked up to the people who committed mass murders or serial killers or anything, but I tried to write stories about them, and it was supposed to be from a point of view that these people are really fucked up and evil. But I was just, I wrote a book called How to Shoot Up Your School and Get Away With It when I was like 13. And I showed it to my parents, and they were like, no, you need to get rid of this. This is wrong. And they were concerned that the police would find it and I'd get put on some kind of watch list. I used to write songs and poetry that were really dark and talked about murder and stuff like that. Killing people, killing myself. And I went through what I thought was an emo phase where I was studying myself. And I guess I didn't know that I wasn't doing it for the normal reasons a normal teenager would, because I got a serrated blade. I would be sawing at my skin, and apparently that's not normal.
So you are cutting yourself. You told me before you were a fan of ICP, that you were like a juggalo. You're writing stories about murder. You're writing stories about school shootings. These are all warning signs that I teach. None of this was taken serious, though. Nobody took it like it was serious, did they?
I think that this is probably the worst part for me is I think my parents knew by the time they figured out I was buying body armor and stuff. They were asking my brothers if I had bought any guns. They tried to talk to me about it, but I'd get real hostile with them, and so I think they knew something was going to happen. I just don't think they thought it was going to be them.
Did you ever threaten to kill anybody? Because that's a big warning sign. Did you ever say to your parents, I'm going to kill you? No, my parents would not have allowed that.
Okay. That would have, like, they would have made my life a living hell if I had done that. But when I was a later teenager, I had friends, if they were like being bullied or something, I'd be like, look, man, you want me to kill this person? I wanted to really badly. I was serious. And so I wanted to, but not my parents.
That's a warning sign as well. So on July 22nd, 2015, you and your brother, your younger brother, it seems like you guys had a plan to maybe carry out a school shooting or a mass murder. Was that one of your fantasies before you did this crime? Were you thinking about being a school shooter or mass murder, breaking the Columbine record? Talk to us about that.
Yeah. I was not really intending for my family to get killed at first, and they just kind of became the first step in this really complicated plot that I was putting together on how I could kill as many people as possible and like set records and just horrify millions of people. And my idea was I was going to like pick restaurants and schools and movie theaters, go in, shoot it up, then get back in our family vehicle and drive away and become like a serial mass murderer, because I had never heard that before. So that's what I was trying to do.
But why did you never do that? Like, why did you start with your family?
I have a hard time dealing with feelings of resentment towards my parents, and so I had kind of a dysfunctional family, and it got to the point where my morals were so gone, and I was so twisted on this idea of killing people that I was like, I'm going to start right here. And they're going to be the first ones. I'm going to find out what I'm made of, and I'm going to kill them. And so, it wasn't even about the kids. They were just innocent bystanders. I couldn't stop myself once I had the bloodlust.
Some pictures that came out of you guys, like it might have been like the arrest, like at the arrest, and it looked like maybe they tracked you down with canines or something. You looked like you had maybe mud on your face. Do you remember that?
We were in the woods.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were in the woods, right?
Yeah, behind our house, and I was trying to get to, can't remember which river it was. I think it was the Arkansas River. I was going to try to double back to the road, but we never made it that far. I was too tired, so I just laid down in the dirt.
Okay.
And fell asleep until the canines found us, and then when they found us, they stick the canine on my brother, and they pushed my face into the dirt. So I guess that's probably how it got on my face.
So who died that day?
I've heard stories that maybe one of my brothers and maybe my mom had survived for a little bit longer, into the next day. But by the morning of July 23rd, my parents, two of my brothers, and my sister were dead.
So David, 52, your father. April, 44, your mother. Daniel, 12, your brother. Christopher, 7, your brother. And Victoria, 5, your sister.
No, Christopher wasn't 7. He was 10.
He was 10. Okay, that's incorrect. And Crystal, your sister, was stabbed and her throat was cut and she survived.
Yes.
And then you had a 2-year-old sister who you just... The story says you forgot about her, but I think you decided to let her live, right?
Yeah, I did. I was trying to figure out, because I didn't expect to be caught, I was trying to figure out whether I should leave her with a neighbor, but then I didn't want them coming over to our house to see why she was there, if they recognized her.
Gotcha.
Something about leaving her at a police station. I just didn't know what to do.
You thought you'd initially get away with it, but one of your siblings called the police from like a bathroom, and that's why they were there.
Yes. And one of the things that they were trying to explain to me, my brother's attorney was trying to explain to me, was that he said it sounded like my brother saw me or something and ran away from the phone. And I tried to say, no, that was the phone moving away from him. But the more I think about it, I think, I think him and my brother Michael, Daniel and my brother Michael, had called the police and they were standing in the kitchen. And when I came back into the house, Michael was still standing there with the phone. My brother Daniel ran and hid, and when I started coming towards him, Michael threw the phone on the ground and smashed it to pieces.
So your dad was stabbed 28 times. Your mom 48 times. But it said your mom also was killed by blunt force trauma. What does that mean? Was she beaten or just stabbed?
No, I don't.
Just stabbed, right?
I don't see how there could be any blunt force trauma.
Yeah, that's what it says. I'm reading just a report on the internet. Mostly everybody was stabbed at least 20 times. Did anybody talk to you during this, Robert? Were any of your relatives saying, don't do this? Were they screaming? Were they fighting back? What was the response of the victims?
Yeah, they were. There was a lot of screaming and a lot of begging for me to stop.
And I think you said something about it when you're doing this. When you see in the movies, if somebody gets stabbed, they fall down and die. In real life, it doesn't work like that, does it?
No, it doesn't. And that's probably the worst part about it, was that they didn't die right away. And I don't know how I continued once I started, but it was even scary for me, and all I wanted was for them to just stop screaming.
Do you sometimes, laying in your bed at night, do you sometimes think about that?
I think about it when I'm awake. I think about it in my dreams. I think about them every single day, but I try not to think about what I did. I try to think about the good memories.
Right.
And then when I'm really punishing myself, I think about what kind of lives they could have led if I hadn't killed them.
Are you remorseful for your crimes?
Yes. There was this song that goes, "I have watched the world die. All I know now is regret." And that is so true for me.
What is it like in the midst of stabbing someone? Do they go to the ground? Do you cut your hands? I mean, just explain that. Just what is that like?
I don't really think that's important.
Okay. What would you like to say to the world now? I mean, you know, the media's got all these reports about you, whether they're true or not, but now you've had some time to reflect on this. You're incarcerated. What would you like to say to the world, to parents, to troubled kids who are thinking about following you in your footsteps? What would you like to say to them?
Right. I got to prison, and I was not aware that I was traumatized by what I did, but apparently I was, and it took me a long time to realize why I was having so many troubles functioning and, you know, continuing with my life. I would not want anyone to have to deal with what I'm going through right now. It's like God's punishment for me, and there's no joy to it. There's nothing badass about it. It's really easy to kill someone. There's nothing great about it. But once they're dead, you have to deal with it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, the consequences never go away. How could we have stopped you, Robert? What could we have done? What could have been done to stop all this? Like, what would have? Should your parents have taken you to counseling? Should a friend have stepped up and, you know, what would have been helpful?
There were so many things that could have stopped me. My parents could have sent me to a mental health facility. They could have called the police once I was too old for them to legally do anything but call the police. They should have. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be legal for anyone who doesn't have a job to buy 3,000 rounds of ammunition and 3 guns. It shouldn't be legal for someone to buy body armor off the internet in mass. If somebody on Facebook tells you that they're planning to kill someone, you should call the police. Mm-hmm. I mean, there were so many opportunities to stop me, and no one did anything. But the worst part is, when you're in that kind of mindset, you're not entirely insane, and you can cover for yourself, at least for a little while, until you get tired of the game and you just snap.
Wow. And you bought guns and ammo. Why didn't you use guns in this crime?
I didn't have the guns. They were at the Broken-Эрроу gun shop. There's this guy named Pat who had been calling and asking about them. Okay. And he said I could come pick them up the next day. And so that's what I was going to do. The ammunition arrived the following morning after I was arrested, and the guns were waiting for me at the shop.
Wow. So you decided not to wait for the ammunition and guns. Why is that?
Like I said, I got tired of the facade, you know, trying to act like I was still living a normal life. Yeah. I couldn't even eat. Hold on. What is? No, I'm good.
So you were 18 and your brother was 16. He has a life sentence with parole, right? Sounds like he's dealing with someone in the prison.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Роберт Бевера.
Власти назвали убийство худшим уголовным преступлением в истории Брокен-Эрроу. Братьям были предъявлены обвинения по 5 пунктам обвинения в убийстве первой степени и по 1 пункту обвинения в нападении и нанесении побоев с намерением убить. 25 июля власти объявили, что Майклу Беверу будет предъявлено обвинение как взрослому. Осуждение за убийство первой степени влечет за собой наказание в виде пожизненного заключения или смертной казни. Однако окружной прокурор округа Талса заявил, что Майкл Бевер будет освобожден от смертного приговора, поскольку на момент убийства семьи ему не было 18 лет. Адвокат Роберта Бевера Марк Хендриксон сказал: «Это трагедия неизмеримых масштабов, однако нашему клиенту, вероятно, будет легче жить в исправительном учреждении, нежели чем дома». Окружной прокурор округа Талса Стив Консвеллер был полон решимости довести дело до смертного приговора, но услышав просьбу выжившего подростка посадить Роберта в тюрьму на всю жизнь, он передумал. Определяющим фактором для меня было то, что у меня есть выжившая девочка-подросток и малыш, и эти дети заслуживают многого, и я не собираюсь обременять их реальностью о смертной казни. Братья предстали перед судом 3 августа. Они не признали себя виновными в предъявленных им обвинениях. Предварительное слушание было назначено на 28 октября. Затем оно несколько раз было перенесено на другие даты. В конце концов, Роберт Бевер признал себя виновным по всем пунктам обвинения и был приговорен к пожизненному заключению без возможности условно-досрочного освобождения. Суд над Майклом Бевером начался 16 апреля 2018 года, и 9 августа того же года он был приговорен к пожизненному заключению, но с возможностью условно-досрочного освобождения.